Hey everybody, this is Dan Abrahams. I am so thrilled, so delighted, so honored that you're using my academy to help you this season. So thank you so much for being willing to learn about the mental side of soccer. I do hope that it's helping you a little bit. Now, I've spoken to Coach Hart, and he's been telling me how brilliant everybody is doing this season. He's also said to me, hey, look, we're doing really, really well. We've improved so much this past year. We're battling away. We're doing amazing. The resilience is incredible. The focus is incredible. The effort, the energy, the attitude is amazing. But you know what? We haven't got a win yet. We haven't got a win yet. But everything, the results have improved so much. But we all know we want to get a win. But Coach Hart said to me, I know how important it is to keep going, keep that attitude, effort, and energy up and allow that win to take care of itself because it will come. And I completely agree with him. So I wanted to do a little presentation today that you can watch that reinforces some of the techniques in the academy because I want to say to you, if you can keep going, using the techniques, keep improving the mental side of your game, then you will give yourself your best chance to get that W, to get that win. And look, even if you don't, you improve yourself as a soccer player, as an individual, and as a team. Those wins will come eventually. So I know you're doing some great stuff with the academy. I know that you're working on scripts and game faces and using controllers and squashing ants and all the techniques in the academy. But I just wanted to reinforce a couple today. And I'm going to start this with a bit of a story. This is the Champions League trophy. And I'm sure most of you know this trophy. This is the biggest trophy in Europe that all the top teams play for. And when it comes around to the final is played in front of about 1 billion people, okay, around the world. I mean, it is a huge, huge game with the best players in the world playing. And it just so happens that one of the players I work with, one of my clients, has played in 2 finals over the last few years. If you're a follower of soccer, you will know who this player is, or you will have heard of this player. Unfortunately, I can't tell you who he is, but I've worked closely with him now for a few years. And I want to talk to you a little bit about his mindset going into this huge pressure game, one of the biggest games in the world. And rather than him thinking going into this game, gotta win, gotta win, gotta win, gotta perform, gotta perform, gotta perform, can't mess up, gotta be a great individual, gotta be a great team player, want to be man of the match. Rather than him thinking about these outcome and performance factors, he was actually thinking this going into his last appearance in the Champions League final. He was thinking, I'm going to be dominant and relentless. I'm going to be dominant and relentless non-stop. Nothing and no one takes me away from dominant and relentless. I'm going to be dominant and relentless with every run, every movement, every action. Every single second, I'm going to be dominant and relentless. If my cross goes into Rosie, dominant and relentless. If I give the ball away, dominant and relentless. If I make a mistake, dominant and relentless. If we go a goal down, I'm going to stay dominant and relentless. If we go a goal up, I'm going to be dominant and relentless. Nothing and no one takes me away from dominant and relentless. Nothing and no one. This was his inner narrative, his inner story. Every single day going into the final. This was what he was rehearsing. This was what he was picturing in his mind. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, going into this big game on a Saturday. What is this? Well, this is what I call a game face. This player, one of the best soccer players in the world, has a game face. And he was thinking about this game face going into the game, and he was putting this number one. This was his number one objective going into the biggest game on the planet. I'm going to be in my game face. I'm going to be in my game face non-stop. Now, I know everybody there, or just about everybody there, has a game face, but this I want to really reinforce because I really think this is the number one technique in the academy. What is a game face? A game face is your best mental state. It's the competitive persona that you want to have. It's a guide to the attitude that you want to portray non-stop, no matter what. This is the attitude I want to have. I want to be dominant and relentless. This is the personality I want to have. I want to have the personality of dominant and relentless. It's a blueprint to your behaviors, your actions. I want to execute my actions in the style of dominant and relentless. Dominant and relentless with every run, every movement, every action, every header, every pass, every challenge, every tackle, dominant and relentless. It's a confidence template. We can't always be 100% confident all the time. That's not possible. But if we're 60 or 70% confident, can we get the most from the confidence that we do have on the day? It's a physical optimizer. When you're exhausted, that last lung-busting 5 minutes of a game face can help you get through. Come on, stay dominant, relentless, stay dominant, relentless, stay dominant, relentless. So a game face is very versatile. It's very powerful. It's very useful. Make it present in your game every single second out there. Put it number one. It's a little bit like the late, great Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality. But I would actually say it's even more powerful than that. Kobe Bryant had this term Mamba mentality, which to him meant a competitiveness, a relentlessness, a willing to improve all the time, a willingness to compete with intensity all the time. Now, that's great for him, but the wonderful thing about a game face is it can be personal to you. A game face can be personal to you, just like Mamba mentality was personal to Kobe. Here are some examples of game faces. Here are some examples of game faces that I have with players. All of these players compete at the very highest level of the game in the English Premier League and in the National Women's Soccer League. So professional players in America. So we've got dominant lion. Some players love to have an action-based word and an animal because it helps them feel powerful. It helps them feel strong, to envision that idea of being a lion. Another player here has calm and focused. Who am I going to be on the pitch? Calm and focused, calm and focused. Cool, brave Van Dijk, as in Virgil van Dijk, the Liverpool defender. Aggressive Dunn, as in Crystal Dunn, the incredible US women's national team player. Dominant wall. This is a central defender who said, I'm a wall. I'm a brick wall. Nothing and no one gets through me. I don't care who I'm playing against. Nothing and no one gets through me. Alert Morgan. This is a striker, very good striker, who says, Alex Morgan. Alex Morgan is the kind of player I want to be. I need to stay alert non-stop, all the time, ready to receive the ball, ready to search for space, ready to get in between the defenders, just like Alex Morgan. Alert Morgan. Who am I going to be out there? Alert Morgan. Athletic, upbeat lion. Sharp and alert. Flatline Aguero. This is a funny one. If you remember the now retired striker, Sergio Aguero, this player said to me, I get too emotional. I get too emotional out there on the field of play. And so he liked to picture that flat line of emotion. And he said, I love Sergio Aguero. I love the way he constantly moves, constantly makes it difficult for defenders. I've got to stay emotionally flat, but have the kind of runs and the movement like Aguero. Relentless toes space. I'm going to be relentlessly on my toes, non-stop trying to create space. Sharp, dominant Ertz. Ertz is in the US women national team player. So these are some fantastic game face examples. And I'm going to take you through a player I can talk about. And this is actually a case study in the academy. This is Ali Long here, who is a member of the US women's national team. And she played in the 2016 Olympics in Rio, and she played in the 2018 World Cup. She won the World Cup with the US team. Very, very good player. And when she started working with me, this was December 2015, she gave me a phone and she said, Dan, I've got a chance to trial for the US women's team. I've had chances before and I've always failed to get onto that team, into the squad. I've always let myself down and I'm nervous now. I'm worried now. I'm doubting now. I'm worried about what the other players will think of me if I make a mistake. I'm worried about what Jill Ellis, the head coach, will think of me, whether I'm good enough. I know I'm focusing on the wrong things. And I said to her, Ali, stop. What I want you to do is to start thinking about you at your best and you in your dream game. And that's a really good exercise for you to do every single day, is to think about you at your best and you in your dream game. You at your best and you in your dream game. Now, when Ali started to think about that, I said to her, tell me about that. Just like I introduced to you in the Academy videos. Tell me about you at your best. Tell me about you in your dream game. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What do others see when you're at your best? And we started to strip things back into action-based words. And these are the words she came up with. Dan, when I'm at my best, I'm lively. I'm lively to get on the ball. I'm alive to the next play. I'm sharp to get into space, to cover space. I'm focused, non-stop. I'm dominant, dominant in the air, dominant physically, dominant in the challenge. I'm dominant. And I said to her, this is awesome stuff, Adam. Is there a player you also strive to be like? And she said, I love Sergio Busquets, the holding midfielder at Barcelona. She said, I'm a holding midfielder. I'm a holding midfielder. I love the way Sergio Busquets plays. And so every time Ali would walk onto the pitch in her US women's national team trials, she would strive to be like dominant focus Busquets. She would have that voice. I'm going to be dominant focus Busquets nonstop. Nothing and no one takes me away from dominant focus Busquets. Dominant focus Busquets, dominant focus Busquets. Every action, every responsibility, dominant focus Busquets. If I make a mistake, back to dominant focus Busquets, DF Busquets. And she got through those trials. And she played in the Olympics and she played in the World Cup. She wasn't successful at first, but over time with practice, she became more and more successful. So have a game face. Have a game face. Have game faces as individuals. Help each other to be in your game faces. Identify yourselves as a team with game faces. We don't care who we're playing against. We're going to be in our game face. Now, I've put this character on the screen because no matter how hard we work on our game, no matter how hard we work on the game faces, no matter how much we team around our game face, we tend to have these, and these are the biggest destructors of games, of performances, of learning, of improvement. Now, clearly, I'm not talking about the insect ant, and I know that you know this. I'm talking about ants as in A for automatic, N for negative, T for thoughts. And it's important to understand that every single player, no matter how good they are, and I get to work with some of the world's best, every player has ants, automatic negative thoughts. Every player has ants. And ants can be killers here. And here's some examples. This is a screenshot from the Academy. Here's some examples of some ants. But there's so many different types of ants we can have. Automatic negative thoughts. Oh, I'm just not feeling it today. I feel flat. I feel down. I feel lethargic. I feel worried. I feel doubting. You might look across at the opposition and start thinking, oh, they look really quick and strong and big. Oh, this is going to be really tough today. You might think, oh, I've had a really bad week of training. Oh, I just don't think I'm going to play well today. You might think, we haven't won a game so far. What chance? We've got no chance to win this game. Now, the problem with letting ants settle is you can start to build an ant farm in your head. And an ant farm, or even just a few ants, can cause problems for your game. I'm going to do a little bit of a brain experiment now. Don't worry, you will recover. I'm going to do a little bit of a brain experiment now, and I want you to give this a go. So I want you to have a bit of a race amongst yourselves. I want you out loud, from left to right, from top to bottom, say these words. So you're going to go blue, red, green, purple, orange, yellow, orange, green. I'm going to count 10 seconds on my fingers here on the screen. I want you to have a race amongst you all. So out loud, as quick as you can, left to right, top to bottom, go. Okay, okay. So now I'm guessing you will have finished. I'm guessing you will have finished. Now that's like you're playing really well. You're all in your game faces. Everything is going well. Great attitude, effort, and energy from everybody. Everybody feels good. You've got a clear mind. There's clarity. Now I want you to imagine that you've gone a goal down, or perhaps you've made a couple of mistakes. This time, I want you to say the color of the word and not the word itself. So you're going to go red, yellow, blue, black, green, red, purple, orange. I'm going to give you 25 seconds, a race against each other. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, okay. Now I'm obviously pre-recording this. I'm not in the room with you. I'm not even live with you on Zoom. So I've got no idea how you did there, but I'm going to hazard a guess that probably most of you finished just about within the 25 seconds. Perhaps some of you didn't finish at all. Perhaps some of you were a little bit quicker, which is great. But I guarantee nobody did it, this task, as quick as this one. And all I've done there is given you a simple distraction. And that's what ants do, is they distract you from your task at hand, from the next play. And they do other things. They diminish your confidence because you're distracted and you make a mistake. You feel less confident. You focus on the ants. So you start to say, oh, this team are really big and quick. We've got no chance today. Oh, I'm just not feeling it. And these ants build, and you're focused on those ants, and you're distracted, and you start to feel flat, and you drop in intensity, and whoa, you find yourself not playing well at all. And so what do we need to do? We need to squash the ant. We need to squash the ant. We need to do that as individuals, and we need to do that as teammates. We need to squash the ants and come back to our game face. We need to squash the ants and come back to our game face. And that's the wonderful thing I'd like to think about the Academy and what it offers, is it gives you these joined up solutions. And if nothing else, go out there, have loads of fun playing, and have loads of fun playing in your game face. If you experience an ant, squash it. And come back to your game face. If you think somebody else is having an ant, help them to squash it and help them come back to their game face. Super simple. So take time. I know you've got busy lives and I know you've got lots of schoolwork, but take a bit of time. Every single video is bite-sized. Take a bit of time to learn those techniques. Script and game face, squashing ants, using controllers, picturing, having a game day routine. sticking to your high performance mindset, raising your bars, your energy and confidence for game day. And even those sessions, I think it's sessions 21 to 24, about good training, developing a training script and training intentionally. Take time to use the academy, help each other be in game phase, help each other to squash ants, and that win will come. And even if it doesn't, you'll be working at your game and you'll be improving, improving, and improving. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season. Bye for now.